Hello lads and lasses and welcome back to the channel. This is the second of two uploads today, so if you want to watch the first one, I have it linked in the description. Watch this one first and then you can go to that one. That is just a review of the Brighton-Newcastle game which happened this morning, so if you're interested, watch this one through and then you can go see that one. But in this video we are going to be talking mainly about transfers that are going on, some rumours, some confirmations. So yeah, if you find yourself here often, please do go down below, hit that subscribe button, turn those notifications on so you know when I've uploaded next. And while you're down there, may as well hit the like button. So before we get into transfers, we've got a little bit of news. As I said in my Newcastle v Brighton preview yesterday, Joe Willock and Sean Longstaff are both fit enough to train, but not fully fit quite yet. We might see them in the Cellar Cup, I reckon. Longstaff maybe anyways. Joe Willock I would still be a bit wary of because we don't want to tweak that injury and make it worse. And Bruno is hoping to get a deal sorted soon. He said there was doubt around it. I don't think this is something we need to worry about. He's got 3 years left on his contract. So we've got time to worry about that deal. We're in no rush. We'll get there when we get there. He's still going to be playing fantastically. We've got this season to look forward to. Not something we need to worry about as fans. And then finally, before we get into the transfer news, St. Maximin did a very emotional farewell on social media. Put a video up, some tweets up. It was enough to make a grown man cry. We're going to miss him dearly as a person more than we are as a player. It was great to have around at the club. He was great with the people. The people loved him. He loves the people. And as he said, once a Geordie, always a Geordie. I'm sure we'll be seeing him again in the near future. So, transfer news. The other day, Eddie Howe did come out and say we are no longer needing to sell to bring players in, which is good news. It means we should be free to sign the players that we're wanting to sign. First being a right-sided centre-back. Obviously, with Shaw going off injured against Chelsea, in the game the other day, it really shows the lack of centre-backs that we actually have to play on that side. So who could we use? Jean-Clair Todibo. Now I don't know much about him. I do know he's currently at Nice. I do know he's currently valued around 40 to 50 million. So he can't be a bad addition to this team. I'd imagine he's more of a ball-playing centre-back. He is 23 years old, so he's part of that young structure that we're trying to build. That can be at the club for 6, 7, 8 years before shipping on to a different club when we find the next good young new player, because it looks like that is how we are trying to build this squad in the moment. We are needing right-sided centre-backs is pretty much what I'm trying to say. Would probably be a good addition. Again, I don't know a lot about him. I can't give a proper opinion on him, but I can't see it being any worse than what we've got. Whether he would start from the off or whether he would come in later on like we did with Sven Botman is yet to be. We don't know. I could see that happening, which would probably be good for him. We do have a lot of competition, 4 competitions that I've said nearly every video, so he's going to be getting game time at some point. So speaking of defence, another position that we do need, a left back. Now who have we been linked with recently? Well, Lewis Hall. So why not go for him? A Chelsea manager Pochettino has come out and said that they'll not be selling them. They'll not be entertaining any offers. But the chance is there, and you can say that. I'm pretty sure we all would have said we're not going to entertain offers for St. Maximin. But look where he is now. He's gone. So we could do the same for Lewis Hall. He's only rated at £10 million, but I can see that price being hiked up. He's only 18, so he's still got a lot of room to develop. And he's already a great passer of the ball. He can whip a crossing really well. He can find attackers. And I think that's something we're missing a little bit from our left backs. Matt Target isn't fantastic with his crossing, but he is solid defensively in his 1v1s. He did really well yesterday, I thought. Well, this morning. But Lewis Hall would still be an upgrade. Now, we do have Alex Murphy, but I still don't think Alex Murphy is like first team ready just yet. He's not quite at the stage that Lewis Miley and Elliot Anderson is. I don't think he's far off, so maybe we won't go for a left back. We'll introduce Alex Murphy down the line, another young fullback that we have. And this might be because, well, Tino Livramento, that deal looks to be well over and done with. We're not going to go back to it. We verbally agreed to a loan deal with an option of 30 mil to pay at the end of that loan. We verbally agreed to it, but when it got down to drawing up contracts and whatnot, Southampton said no, we actually want 40 mil, which is the reason the whole thing broke down in the first place, which, not great. But I think we walk away from this deal now. Southampton have played with like a fiddle a little bit. I don't think he's quite worth the 40 mil. There's a few people saying he is. Understandable. He probably is going to be in the England squad soon. However, he has just had another injury to the same knee. Did his ACL, the same ACL injury knee. There we go. It's that same knee. He's injured it in a friendly. That isn't something we want to be paying 40 mil for, especially if that's a serious injury. I don't know how serious it is, but it's a knee injury. If it's something that he's already experienced in the past, then it's definitely something he's going to experience in the future again. And that's not a chance that I think we should be taking. We'll leave that. And if we are looking for a right back, I don't necessarily think we need one. Harrison Ashby played fantastic this morning, and I think he could get first team football. But if he doesn't, because there's of course that chance that he still goes out on loan. I mentioned it in the last transfer update video we did, that he might be going on loan to Swansea. Then we have contacted representatives of Ivan Fresneda. Now we've only contacted his representatives. We haven't contacted the club yet. We want to see if he is worth the 17 million release clause that he has. He's currently rated at 15 million, so wouldn't be the end of the world if we did pay that 17 and he turned out to be a bit of a flop. Of course, I wouldn't be happy, but he's another young player. He's an 18-year-old right back, so we could bring him in. We could bring Lewis Hall in. We'd have some of the youngest fullbacks to play in the league. Obviously, probably behind the likes of Man City with all their fantastic players they have just dotted about the place. He plays for Real Valladolid, I think. God knows, I'm not Spanish. I don't know how to say it. But that's where he's at. They're in the Liga 2. Whatever. Unos Dos. The Liga Dos. There we go. So yeah, another young fullback. One of the best young fullbacks in the world at the moment. Would be worth bringing him in, especially if we are sending Ashby out on loan. Manquillo and Kraft are both there. But bringing a young presence in, getting him some of that game time, I think would be really good for us and for him. Especially with the close turnarounds we're going to have between Cup and League and Champions League games. I think it's a solid option that we could look at bringing in. Now, this isn't a player I've seen we've been linked with, but I have seen that Adama Traore still doesn't have a club. Now, a lot of people have been saying we do need the extra right winger, and we've got Gordon who can play on the left. All right, Barnes could do a job on the right. Probably not. We'd probably stick Gordon over there. We have Almiron and Murphy already over there, but if we're wanting right wingers, we could possibly look at Adama Traore. Now, I don't think he fits the system at all. Thinking on this, I noted this down this morning, I think not long after waking up. But if we are looking for just a right winger that can play, he's a right winger that can play. I mean, he's had experience in the Premier League, obviously with Watford. He's also played for Barcelona, where he came through the academy. It would be an option. I'm not saying we should go get him. It would just add to our wage bill. Probably not a good idea, but it's an option, and that is something we are lacking in a few positions at the moment, especially left back. I think Alex Murphy's really thrown himself into contention though. We're talking about right wingers. I haven't heard anything on the Chiesa front, which is a shame, because Chiesa is a player I would have liked to bring in, even if it was just a loan to buy or just a loan. It would have been nice to have that extra option, but it is what it is. Adama Traore, a free option at the end of the day, could be worth the punt. But if you did enjoy this video and you do find yourself at the end of this video, go down there, hit subscribe, turn those notifications on, and you'll know when I next upload. While you're down there, may as well leave a like. We'll see what this next video is going to be. There's probably going to be more news. We're looking forward to the Cellar. Well, I'm looking forward to the Cellar Cup. It's another chance to see all these great players like Lewis and Jamie Miley, like Parkinson, like Alex Murphy. See these players try and get a first team position, which is what we want to be doing. So I'll have some updates on that. I'm not sure if I'll watch the games, but we'll wait and see what happens. So yes, I'll see you in the next one. In a bit, pal.